The movie Cocaine Bear, directed by Elizabeth Banks and produced by Universal, is a black comedy that follows the absurd and outrageous story of a bear that consumes cocaine and goes on a wild and murderous rampage through the woods. Despite the film's ability to spell out its premise and deliver on it in a hilarious and entertaining way, the movie's over-the-top approach quickly becomes excessive and overwhelming. The film is loosely based on a real event from 1985, where a 175-pound black bear in Tennessee overdosed on cocaine dropped by drug traffickers. In the movie, drug smuggler Andrew C. Thornton, Matthew Reese, dumps a large amount of cocaine over the Chattahoochee-Oconee National Forest in an attempt to hide from authorities during a drug run. The discovery of the cocaine soon leads to a local news frenzy and draws the attention of various individuals, including cops Bob, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., and Reba, Isla Smart, drug kingpin Sid, Ray Liotta, and Sid's son Eddie, Alden Ehrenreich, and his friend David, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Meanwhile, Carrie Russell, a typical 80s mom, is preoccupied with her new boyfriend and keeping an eye on her daughter Dee Dee, Brooklyn Prince, while she navigates the challenges of middle school. When Dee Dee and her friend Henry, Christian Convery, decide to skip school and venture into the forest, they unwittingly put themselves in harm's way and embark on a wild and dangerous adventure. While the movie initially sets itself apart by delivering on its ridiculous premise, it eventually becomes too excessive and fails to slow down and find a balance. Despite this, Cocaine Bear remains a fun and entertaining watch for those who enjoy over-the-top black comedies. Cocaine Bear is a movie that revels in its own outrageousness. Director Elizabeth Banks takes the true story of a bear that ingested a fatal amount of cocaine and runs with it, creating a black comedy that's as absurd as it is entertaining. The film is unapologetically campy, and that's what makes it stand out from other horror and thriller comedies that attempt to be more cerebral. The plot follows a group of characters who all find themselves in the Chattahoochee-Oconee National Forest, where drug smuggler Andrew C. Thornton has dumped a large amount of cocaine. As the white powder begins to make its way through the park, chaos ensues. The main focus of the film, however, is the female bear who ingests the cocaine and goes on a wild rampage. While each character has their own reason for being in the park, none of them are prepared for the coked-up bear. Even those who know how to handle encounters with wild animals are taken aback by the bear's erratic behavior. As the body count rises, the film brings in even more characters, including a park ranger and an animal conservationist, but there's not much depth to any of them beyond their initial introduction. Cocaine Bear is a film that's all about the spectacle. It's clear that the filmmakers were trying to capture the same kind of over-the-top energy that made Deep Blue Sea a cult classic, but they fall short in creating a sustained atmosphere of tension. Instead, the movie bombards the audience with disturbing imagery in an attempt to keep them engaged. While it's undeniably fun to watch a CGI bear on a cocaine-fueled rampage, the film could have benefited from a bit more nuance and restraint. Interestingly, what Cocaine Bear needs is not less violence but less bloat, as it tries to cram in multiple subplots and characters that often end up feeling underdeveloped and expendable. Even though the film's characters are not meant to be taken too seriously, with many meeting their end in humorous ways, the sheer number of them running around the woods can make the movie feel like a bloated SNL sketch in need of some trimming and rewrites. Despite this, Cocaine Bear still manages to have its charms, with standout performances from Convery and Martindale. With a bit more substance for other characters, the film could have been even more memorable. Ultimately, enjoying Cocaine Bear requires being in the right mindset and having a high tolerance for its over-the-top absurdity.